In the summer of 2023, I decided to recommission the bodywork on my classic Mini.
The bodywork is technically done.
Sadly though, after painting the car, sorting out its fuel pump problems and finally getting the engine to start, it overheated.
Why do I always have cooling system issues? Every car.
So in autumn, I took it upon myself to pull the top end of the engine apart to see what I might find. The head gasket seemed fine though. There wasn't any breakages in it, so what could be going wrong with it?
Well, it's up to me to find out, so I guess we better have a good old look. With the head off, I've actually just gone ahead and spotted a little leak on the engine block. Let me show you. So check this out, there's a tiny little leak coming from the core plug on the actual block itself. Now that to me says the coolant has probably rotted right through it. The engine has 5 core plugs and this is the only one that's weeping, so I'm going to just change this one for now. But that does require us to get this out, so let's have a go at that. Light tap here. Do you know what? I've got just the tool I can use for this. If I can get this in here, I can just use this lightly to lever the core plug out. Go for the shorter end, get a bit more leverage. Oh, perfect. There we have it. There's the old plug out, completely mullered. So I'm going to have to clean this hole up. And then it was advised when I put the new one in that I put a bit of sealant or something around there just to take up any slack. And I've got plenty of sealant, let me tell you. Just using a 1500 grit sanding pad here, just to make sure it's smooth. Let's just smear a little bit of this on. Right, let's try and get this installed. Good old-fashioned hammer method. Give that a little clean up. So this is my expansion tank. It's not standard, it's uprated. The genuine plastic ones don't last very long, so they always recommend an alloy one. I bought this pretty much when I bought the car, so it's good 11 years old now. It's a bit worse for wear around the outlet here, but the hose does seal at the top. I think ideally I should get this repaired, but I just discovered the top outlet here, where I took the hose off, is completely gunked up, which is not going to help anything. So this comes off the top of the thermostat housing. Right, so that is clear now, but if I'm honest, given the state of this thing, questions around the underlying structure of it, around that neck, you know, is it weeping there? I've just decided I'm going to buy a new one. They're probably 120 quid from Mini Spares, but at the end of the day I've changed everything else. I should really be changing this as well.
How do you like it? Very good.
Doesn't bring some made tortellini, it tastes just like mine.
So with the expansion tank now swapped out for a good new part, I'm quietly confident that would have been the cause to the overheating issues. I don't regret taking the cylinder head off of the Mini, because given the age of it, it could do with, you know, a fresh skim, new head gasket, flushing through. So all of those bits are being done. It's worth mentioning me saying that I've tested the thermostat. I bought another new one and then I compared the two just to make sure that they both consistently open, and they are also not a cause of coolant flowing around the system, which inevitably leads to overheating, and thankfully they open fine. So yeah, I'm betting it's all on that expansion tank. Right, so I want to get the thing back together, started, running, so there's no time like the present. Let's just crack on with it now. Oh, I can't get the car started, and I've got an MOT booked tomorrow. I guess in hindsight I shouldn't have booked the MOT until ensuring the car was running perfectly, so that's on me. I don't know if I'm going to get this fixed. We'll see. Car is repaired, and it feels so good to be back in the little Mini, driving it after almost 8 years. 8 years, I mean, that's almost a decade. Given the fact I've just done a top end rebuild, and the brakes, the clutch, the electrics haven't had any use for that full length of time, it drove to the garage fine. It got me there, and it's driving, well, wonderfully. The thing I love about these multi-point injection Minis is that bigger final drive in the gearbox. It means that sat at, I'm doing 55 miles an hour, it's quiet. There's a bit of air noise coming through this window gap, because I can't get the window completely shut at the moment. That's one of a few things I need to look at. That, along with the fuel gauge not working, but that's just the sender that goes in the tank. In hindsight, I should have done that when I had the fuel tank out last autumn. And the interior needs putting back together. The doors, they need some adjustment. But as it stands, the car is fully functional. I can turn it on, the lights work, all the legalities for the MOT test, which it sailed through. I don't think there's anywhere else I'd rather be than sat in my Mini Cooper, which I've had for 12 years, has been off the road for almost 8, but I've sprayed it. I've rebuilt the top ends. I've done various welding jobs on it now, and it's something that I can stand back and say I did that, and there's no better feeling in the world, and I'm sure a lot of you will appreciate that.